All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome everybody to Name and Fame. This is actually episode 2.
Episode 2.
As promised, I have the lovely Ronique, aka Ronnie, also aka Mila Deuce. So we're gonna do this interview with her because I kind of wanted you guys to know who we are as people, rather than just who you just see on a podcast. If you guys even do watch it, so again, Name and Fame is going to be centered around hip hop, which she comes in, success stories, which she also comes in,
We both
come in, and prison success stories, where well, I come in, but other people too. Okay, so Ronnie, give us a background about you and who you are as a person.
Background about me and who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can say, I guess, I was raised in Inglewood, California, for a majority of my life, by my grandmother. My grandmother took care of myself and my two siblings after we lost my mom. And my dad went to prison the year after we lost my mom. So my grandmother took custody of us and took care of us. Other than that, I mean, I don't know, Toby. It's a lot. It's very complex, but um, right now I'm a mom. Right at this stage in my life, I guess I can talk about this stage in my life.
She has 9 kids.
I have 9 kids, according to Toby.
No, she don't have 9 kids.
No, I don't have. I have 3 kids, but sometimes it does feel like I have 9 kids. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I just am who I am, and I come from where I come from.
Okay, so obviously Ronnie's been a little modest right now. So do you mind if I
No, please.
say what? Okay, so when I first met Ronnie, I didn't really think like, wow, like she's very interesting as a woman, as a person. Um, and when when she told me about her actually rapping, I'm like, there's no fucking way,
Yeah.
But then I think she sent a text to a group, and I seen it. And I was like, what the hell? And actually, it was fire. I liked it. I was like shocked. So I don't know if we can actually tell them like what that video was, because I don't know the name of the song. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for saying that, Toby, helping me out here. So basically, yeah. So I have been through a lot of things, right, in my life, and the only therapy that I had at the time was music. And I was inspired by Eve. I don't know if you ever heard the song "Love Is Blind."
She was like 7 foot.
You know what?
Yeah, with short hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Rough Rider chick.
I know who she is.
So she made a song that was based around her best friend who was killed during a domestic violence dispute.
Oh.
It's called Love Is Blind. And I'm talking about the moment I saw that music video. At that moment, I was like, I need to start doing that. I need to start putting my feelings in my life on paper. And that's how I got into music. So I started doing music then. And that's when my career, as so to speak, started. I started doing performances. I started getting in the studio. I have many music videos. One which you saw, which was Pretty Gang. That was actually the very last video that I made in my career.
Yeah, it was called Pretty Gang.
Pretty Gang.
Okay.
Yes.
So please watch that, because looking at her now, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. She looks like she works at a business somewhere, CEO. I mean, yeah, don't let all that disguise fool you or anything like that.
Yeah.
Pretty Gang. Mila Deuce. Okay.
Mila Deuce, yes. Okay. And it's definitely like a what do you call that when you have like an alter ego? So I have multiple alter egos.
So
okay. Yeah. And so my music alter ego is a little bit more, I guess you could say, like raunchy, so to speak. But who you see right here is just like, this is Ronique. Like, So when you see Mila Deuce, like Toby said, don't be surprised.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
I embody her, but it definitely is just like what do you call it? Yeah, what I said. What was
it's an alter ego.
Alter ego.
Yeah. Okay. So, so you did bring some photos and stuff of actually, well, it wasn't really it was a CD.
Yeah.
That you actually burned, and I thought it was dope as hell. So I don't know if you want to like show it.
So I had been signed to multiple underground labels. And so there are many producers who picked me up and wanted me to be the first lady. I'm the first lady of so many I can't even think of right now. But this one in particular, this is Big Business Records. You see that? That's big business going on, okay? So this is actually stamped with my name and all the information. And I was telling Toby I used to go to the mall with my friends. Oh, this is my album cover, by the way. Look at that. That's Young Mila right there. But we would go to the mall. We would sell these anywhere between $5 and $10, or just any donation. And I mean, at the end of the day, I have $200-300 in my pocket. I would spend all night burning these. I would buy 1,000 of them. I would burn them all night. I would wake up and I'd go make my money. That's how I was making my money.
And also, you need to tell people like you're the one that came out with the whole.
Oh yeah, hold on. Okay. This was a long time ago before Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, drop the mic. Drop
the mic, okay?
Drop that shit.
I had the Chinese bangs first. Okay, y'all see me in front of the gate with the bangs. Okay, and I had the ruffle skirts as well. And I told Toby, I said, look, I upgrade. This is when I upgraded right here. I was on Slauson on the train tracks that don't exist anymore.
Yeah, and look at the bangs. Look at the bangs.
You see the bangs.
What year was that?
You see the ruffle skirts. Early 2000s. I don't know. I can't even remember. Then I said, there's a whole nother alter ego on the back. Yeah. Mind you, my name is Mila Deuce for a reason. What does Deuce mean? Two different people. So on the front, you got Mila, and on the second, you got the Deuce. She's a little bit harder than Mila. So. Yeah. Well,
we love Nicki Minaj.
We do love Nicki, though. That's no shade. No shade to Nicki, but I had the Chinese bangs on Slauson.
Yeah, but recognize that shit.
Recognize that.
The mic gets dropped.
Put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it. So about your upbringing, right? I don't know if you feel comfortable with this, but I know that you did talk about your father. And by the way, he's successful as fuck today. Yeah, really, from everything that I've heard, he's really successful. Hopefully he comes on.
Yes.
So I don't know if you're listening right now, but I want you to sit somewhere right here.
Somewhere
you know what I mean? I'll even leave the room. But how was it like growing up in that type of environment? Because I know you said, you would go visit your father, which I can assume like that meant a lot.
Yeah.
Coming from my background, I wasn't a big fan of people visiting me because I figured, what's the point?
Yeah.
But for you, and that was your sister.
My brother, my younger brother.
Okay, your younger brother.
Yes.
For you guys to go up there, like I could just imagine, like your dad must have been like super happy about that.
Yeah.
But as far as the experience, like having to go up there, like how did that like affect you? Like how did you? Like, what were you thinking? Like, okay, we're going to go see my dad, and then you're visiting with your dad, and then you got to leave.
Yeah.
Like, how was that?
The leaving part definitely was always hard for me. That was always hard for me. But the going part was the most exciting. Like, even the adventure, like I told you, it would take us 2 days damn near to get there. And sometimes we'll stop, we'll stay at motels. I have pictures of me in the swimming pools at the different motels. So the experience of going to see my dad was always so exciting. My grandmother was always excited. My uncle or whoever else chose to go with us, they were always really excited. And even just waiting in the waiting room for them to open those doors and you hear that click and then to see them come out, like, that feeling is like an indescribable feeling. Like, you have to remember this is my only living parent,
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think even if my mother was alive, I would be a daddy's girl. But because she wasn't, it just made it all the more like my dad was just everything to me, So it was no amount of hours that I wouldn't spend going to go see him. It was no amount of drive that was too long, And even I think in one of the pictures that I brought, somebody had brought it to my attention. They were like, you holding on to that man for dear life.
I know. I didn't want to say nothing.
You saw it?
Yeah, I didn't want to say nothing.
Look how I'm holding on to my daddy, okay? Yeah. That was my daddy right there. So, and I still hold on to him just like this. To this day, I have pictures. We just took pictures on Thanksgiving. To this day, okay? So, yeah, no, I spent my whole life loving my dad, and appreciating the man that he is. And I say that because although he was gone for a majority of my life, he never missed a beat. Like, I always tell people, like, my dad's my dad's presence was not there, but his absence was never felt. Like, I never felt like I don't have daddy issues. I'm sorry. Like, there were people who had dads on the streets who my dad was around more than their dads. Me and my dad always had a relationship. Like, I have it tatted on my arm, like Alan, my father, and my best friend. I always got phone calls. I always got birthday cards. My dad went and took a parenting class just so he could be able to make short films to send me. Like, he would send me little short
Oh
films.
shit! Yeah.
He was very active. It is very possible to be active behind prison walls, and he was exactly that. And I'm grateful for that. So I did miss him. I did have times where I cried, and I was like, I just wish my dad was here. But
Yeah.
his love was always felt. Um, and I'm pretty sure for him it was a bad experience, but he made sure that we didn't feel it in that way. And when you think about it, how many people do you know could do, like, I think he did something close to 25, if not 25 years in prison, can get out, make a life for themselves and make a life for their child.
Yeah.
So I've been unstable pretty much a majority of my life. And that was only because my dad was in prison. But the moment he got out, I had keys to my own apartment, and he got me a car. So he did what needed to be done from behind the walls and after. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So how do you? So as because I don't want to like get off topic with the whole hip hop thing, because I know
Yeah.
there's a story that you told me. I don't know if you want to share that
Yeah.
with with your first pregnancy.
Oh, yes.
Because that was like comedy right there. So all the stuff that you felt and learned from your father, like, do you think that had a huge role to play in who you are as a mother today, based on your experience with your father?
Well, no. I more so based the woman and parent I am on the fact that I didn't have a mom, if I'm being honest. It really
Okay.
don't have anything to do with my dad. I think my dad instilled my grind in me. He instilled having faith in me and being persistent and not giving up and being resilient. Those are the characteristics that my dad instilled in me. But the mother I am today is literally the mother that I missed having in my life.
Okay.
And like I said, a lot of my music is grounded literally around, because my music was birthed from a song that told a story. So all my songs always told a story. So I have this one song. It goes like, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, why they snitch on my dad and let the system take away the only parent I had. So it was just certain punchlines that I had, like, even as I early as 1 years old, they always told me, my sister was like about 11 years old when my mother passed, and they would say the last words that she said to my sister was like, I'll be right back. Right. So I heard that all the time. It kind of messed my head up, like, dang, she told my sister she'll be back and she never came back. Right. So I made a song grounded around that, and I said, I looked my son in the eyes. I said, Mommy gonna win. Ain't a storm big enough to make Mommy give in, and I can never turn my back. I ain't built like that. They can never stay loyal. They ain't real like that. And if I ever leave, I'll be right back. Said, if I ever leave, I'll be right back. But if you didn't know me, you wouldn't really know what that punchline meant. So a lot of my music is just it's really my life story. Like, you could really break it down, and we could go through all that. But yeah, that's all I got for you.
Damn, I mean, we got a little few bars right now.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I was like, hey, where's the system at? You know what? I'm kind of curious. Like, do you ever feel like maybe going back to it somehow?
I can't get away from it. I feel like at some point it just might find me again. It's one of those things, like somebody told me, like, you're gonna run, but there'll be nowhere for you to hide, because it's a God-given talent. You cannot get away from it. Till this day, Toby, and I know you know me for who I am, right? There are people who know me for my music, believe it or not. And my husband, he still to this day is always like, that is so crazy. We will be out and people will recognize me. Can you believe that?
Damn.
It does not let me go. And somebody told me you could run, but you'll never be able to hide. And up until this day, it's been very true. It's been very true. So I feel like yesterday, me and my brother were talking about some things in the works, and he's like, we should maybe we could start a label. Maybe you could get an artist. So I don't know where the music will take me one day. Maybe I'll be in the background. Maybe I'll be ghostwriting for somebody. Like, I don't know, but I know that it's something. It's like riding a bike. I'll never forget how to do it, because it's coming from my heart.
I mean, just listening to you right now, I was like, damn, that's just like kind of hard right there. So, but it's kind of like, I mean, I only seen that one video.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had multiple ones, but now I'm kind of like, like interested. Like I want to hear that other one now.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I just wondered like, damn, like you like that video, Pretty Gang.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I first seen it, I was like, what the fuck? Like it kind of like just threw me way off of balance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Threw me way out there. You know, and
Yeah.
and I'm listening to it. I'm looking at you, and it was like you were like you said, like it was like a whole different person.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope I don't know. I hope maybe one of these days, you know, like I said, I'm gonna have one of my friends come over. You know, he's a DJ hallucinogen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a grand official. You know, you never know. Like maybe stuff happens for a reason. Maybe when we interview him, I don't know. Maybe something will happen. We
Never
like
know.
a collaboration. I mean,
Yeah.
so many things could happen. You never really know.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind, Ronnie, because you know you told me the story about the about your first 1 out of 9 kids that you have.
Right.
That's a joke. It's a joke. Would you do you mind talking about that? Or is
No,
that
not
like
at
too
all.
weird?
I got so
Because-
many good
because
stories.
it's
Which
funny.
story is this?
Because
Tell
it's
me.
funny,
Which
like-
story, Toby?
Okay, because because you told me like you know you had your biggest fan.
Oh yeah.
And then when you told me that, I was like, what the? Oh my god, that was like hilarious.
Yeah, so that's super humbling, okay, for him.
I gotta sit back for this one. Go ahead.
So like I said, I used to sell the CDs, and my family members had the CDs. So one of my CDs landed up on my older sister's hands, and she handed the CD to a guy who also claimed to be a music artist as well. And as you guys can see, my phone number is stamped on the CD. All
Is
my
your same number?
No.
Okay.
No. And then my YouTube as well. As I believe it was another social site where you could follow me or whatever. He followed me and he was able to see my performances and where I was performing at. And he would come to my performances, and I actually have it on YouTube. And it's so funny to think like he was top row, red hat. If this video go viral, y'all are gonna find that video with no issues. And he knew all the words. His arm was in the air. So he formally introduced himself to me, and he said that he wanted to do music with me, and he wanted us to get in the studio. We never made it to the studio, however.
So hold on. So here was the funny part for me, right? Because you're describing this man.
Yeah.
Okay, you're describing this man, and he's right in the front
row, red hat,
spitting all your lyrics,
every word,
verbatim.
not even stuttering.
So that's the part that fucked me up because I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, I like Nicki Minaj's music. I like Cardi B's music. You know, but I'm not gonna be in the front row like yeah because I don't know like but. I'm not saying anything weird, but I'm just saying like I'm trying to vision this, and I'm like, wow.
I'll actually show you the video so you can see it after the interview. Oh
my god! But anyways, and no shade towards him. I'm just saying like, wow, I couldn't see myself doing that. And I don't know any man that actually would do that. Like, Nicki Minaj. I'm just because you know she has some like outrageous lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that was the Mila Deuce effect. You feel me? He wasn't the only male. He was just the producers are always usually attracted to the women and all that stuff. So it's very common in the music industry to have men hit on you and want to even fans from, right? So he wasn't the only one. There was other men who knew my songs, but him in particular, he was a fan. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. He was a fan. It is what it is. But yeah, so we ended up in a relationship. And we now have a 12-year-old daughter. So.
Okay. Well, thank God for the 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah, thank God for the daughter. And thank God for the proof. Because I'm pretty sure he would deny it, but I have the proof, okay? So he can't deny it. And every argument that we got in, because we're in a very healthy space now, but it was a time when we weren't, I will humble him down to the ground. Like, don't forget, you were my fan. Okay?
Oh my God, you
was at my shows. You know my lyrics. You begged me to be on the song. You were spitting my lyrics. You still know my lyrics, So, it's a true story. It's a true story.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. When I was thinking about this, like, when you told me that, I was like, God damn, like, it's not funny where like I'm laughing at you, like I'm just like laughing with you. You know what I mean?
Come on, let's laugh, because at the end of the day, I did get the last laugh, but it did slow down my music career too. So I guess in a sense, I did, but I didn't. But I knew what was gonna happen, and I knew I had a choice to make. Because our relationship I can't say it was getting serious because we were both young, but I knew that eventually I'm gonna either get pregnant, but I know also I have my career on the line.
Yeah.
And that goes into a whole nother story because now when I do end up choosing to have a family, because I'm telling you, I was able to make that choice at that moment. I said, do I want a family or do I want a career? Well, based off of my past, it was more important for me to have a family than the money. To me, that meant more, right? It was hard to tell my label that. And I got threatened. He got threatened. It was a really bad situation when I got pregnant. So I can't even imagine what it's like for people who are really making money, when they get pregnant because your career kind of is it's kind of on the line after that. And I had people who put up a lot of money. I had people take penitentiary chances for me. Like I had people really pulling in different areas to try to get me up there and we were rising, like we were getting there. And then that's when I got pregnant. So of course the politics behind that was just like I just had to like get away from my own mental health. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. And I know I disappointed a lot of people, I'm not going to say I disappointed myself. Like I said, I stand on the choice that I made. But I did have fans. I did have people who liked my music. I did have people who were rooting for me. I had people who believed in me. Some of the same people at my shows every time. So I can understand that disappointment, but it's my life and I had a choice to make.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So Ronnie, what do you think is next for you right now? Because I know I know we've been talking about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Podcast. Like let's try it out. Let's do it. See where it goes. But what is in the future, like, or what is next for you? Like, what are you invested in right now?
Toby, I just know it got to be a lot of money somewhere waiting on me.
Okay.
I worked at Wells Fargo as a bank teller.
Okay.
For over 5 years.
The biggest crooks in the world.
Come on now. and I'm going to tell you something that you might not know, and y'all might not know either. The money is already printed. We just got to figure out how to get it. The money is there. I counted it, okay?
Okay.
We just got to figure out how to get it. Whatever is for me is going to be for me, Toby. I don't know what's next, but I'm ready for what's next. Long as it's what is meant for me. Long as it takes me in a positive direction where I'm able to be creative, I want to stay young. I want to keep feeding and growing into my talents. I don't want to forget those things either. I don't want to just be raising kids or just working. I do want, to give more to the world because I do have a lot to offer.
Okay. And if this does go well, right? Because I told you what I think this platform should be like. I kind of told you what I didn't want, which was glorifying negativity. Mm-hmm. I told you that I think we should have fun with this. Like have some comedy type shit over here. You know what I mean? So for you, what do you imagine coming out of this, or what would you want to come out of this?
Well, I know what is gonna come out of this. Like it's not even my imagination, cause it's two of us, and we both have. We're very different, but we're very like-minded at the same time. I think we both have one goal in mind, and that's just to get this platform out there. And just from the reviews and like some of the things that I'm hearing from the first interview, it just got me excited for what's next. So what I see happening is I see, if I'm being honest, in all honesty, I see a lot of subscribers. I see a lot of views. I see people coming to us. I see us being in a place where we don't have to reach out to people because people are going to be reaching out to us. I see great conversations. I get excited thinking about it. I get excited thinking about it. Like this is literally only the beginning, I think even 6 months from now, everything is just gonna grow. I could just see things just getting bigger and bigger, the conversation getting bigger and bigger, the guests getting bigger and bigger, everything just getting bigger and bigger. That's not even what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm envisioning. That's what I'm envisioning happening, Toby, because a lot of it's parts of you that a lot of people don't know, right?
Yeah.
And it's parts of me that a lot of people don't know. And I feel like when you mix those two together, I just feel like it's going to create something the world needs, and I feel like it's gonna be. And I know this sounds like a pageant, like I'm going for Miss America, huh? But
No,
I'm
no,
being so
it doesn't, it
serious.
doesn't.
I feel like those two things, those two ingredients together, because we come from two different worlds and two different walks of lives, right? Those two ingredients together is just gonna, it's just gonna take a life of its own.
Mm. So I don't know if I told you this, and the only reason why I'm thinking about it right now is because we're talking about lyrics and ghostwriting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you, and I know you probably don't even know what I'm talking about when I say it, but people that have been to the LA County Jail, they're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. So I was in high power in the county jail, um, and I ended up meeting Suge Knight. Um, I met Sin Dog. For those of you that know, like I'm not gonna mention where he's from because I don't. I try to shy away from people that are still actively involved in shit. um, Met Suge Knight, and I actually met Sanika, which is Monster Herb. Um, I didn't even know who in the hell he was. He was my neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling me like, "Hey man, you ever read that book, Bloods and Crips?" And I was like, "No, I never have. I mean, I seen it when I was in juvenile hall, but I was like, well, I'm not a Blood or a Crip. I don't want to read that,
Yeah.
But the stupid thing is, I should have read it because my instructor, when I was going to school to get my KDAC, his name was Roy. He was actually one of the guys that came out in that book that Monster Herb was talking about. So it's just a fucking trip how you can meet someone and not even know anything about them.
Toby.
Like you could meet somebody who's well dressed, articulates himself, and he's a cold blooded. Well, anyways, I don't want to get into that.
No, you're not lying.
I don't want to get into that. But going back to Suge, it was a trip because meeting him, meeting Sanika, Monster Herb, same person. I had shared some of the lyrics that I had wrote because, and it goes back to what you were saying, that I had a lot of hate in my heart. I had a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, which I couldn't really identify at the time as hurt. I always camouflaged it with just anger. Yeah. So I actually wrote this song called "Bitch in a Uniform," and obviously it was centered around the sheriffs, the LA County Jail sheriffs. And when I showed it to them, they were like, "Oh man, like that shit sounds good." Well, I don't know if they were just blowing smoke on my ass. I mean, like maybe they were just trying to be cool with me, but but I was like, man, like I was like, well, maybe I should fucking like ghostwrite because I don't know how to rap. I really don't. I mean, I could sing the fuck out of like EPMD or KRS-One, and I could act like I fucking know how to rap. But as far as having my own voice, no, not like you. Excuse me, not like the way you just, spit that shit right now. Like I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
But you can write it clearly, bitch in the uniform.
Yeah, but no, but there was more.
That title go crazy.
Yeah, but but there was like more, and it's kind of funny and cliche, but everybody in prison's a fucking poet. And this ain't talking bad. I'm just saying, like, you meet the most romantic super Romeos in the whole world. Like they could talk a girl out their 20s just in a letter. Yeah. Wow. Master fucking minded ass people. Dang. But yeah, I started getting into it. I started writing poetry. I learned how to like draw in there. Then I learned how to tattoo in there. Nice. So then I was like, well, fuck, if you could write poetry, like it's almost like the same thing. Yeah. So when I started writing lyrics, but I just didn't. I never had the what is it? The like the little catch.
Oh, like a hook?
I never had a hook.
I never had a straight hook. Song.
It was just straight,
no hook, no bridge, just song.
Yeah, but I was always thinking like, damn, like I wonder, if I would have really took the time to doing that and trying to perfect that. But I'm already fucking 50 years old. You know what I mean? I don't see nobody trying to buy anything from me. But you. Since you're a comfortable 26.
Wait, so come on, tell people to talk.
So, yeah, for you being young, you still have a lot of energy and a lot of, you still have a lot more to offer than someone who's half 100 years older.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? And when I tell you that when we do an interview, my good friend DJ Hallucinogen, we're gonna like see if we could, I don't know, like maybe bridge that.
Yeah, plug
You
me,
know,
tell
because
us.
no, I'm dead ass serious about that, and see what happens,
Yeah,
Ronnie.
yeah.
Right?
No, everything you just said was so dope, Toby. Like I did know about you writing poems and stuff like that.
Oh, I did tell you.
Yeah, you did. In Bitch in the Uniform, I never forget that title. Like,
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
man.
You in jail and you writing about the sheriffs.
Hey man, you know when you're in there, it's just like you really have nothing else better to do. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy because you have to block everything out and concentrate on the here and the now. You know, like every second in there. Like you don't really like say, oh yeah, in a year from now I'm gonna do it. Like nah, hell no. Like there's like, I think that's why now I still have that same little attitude. Like like when people ask like, hey, you know, where do you see yourself in a year? I don't fucking know. Like I don't live like a year from now or 5 years. I live right now, you know, because I hate to say this, but you know, when I tell people like you don't fucking know, like I could get hit by a fucking semi truck on my motorcycle and that's it. I'm done. I already got hit twice. I mean, third time might be a charm. But the thing is, like, I don't plan for stuff like that, and I think it stems from prison. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, Ronnie, I just I want to thank you, Ronnie.
Of course, thank you, Toby.
I want to thank whoever's watching this right now.
Thank you for watching.
And I hope that everything that you said about where we're going with this, I really hope. And you know, I don't hope. I know we're gonna do this. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen because we're gonna make it happen. Yes. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Yes. I don't know if the lovely Ronique, aka Ronnie, aka Mila Deuce, wants to end this with something. Yeah, sure. Thank you, Toby, for this opportunity. This was actually Toby's idea. I would never have in a million years. Well, this interview with me. He wanted me to have an opportunity to introduce myself to you guys. So thank you for that, Toby. That was a really good idea. I hope that you guys learned something. I am kind of at a loss for words, which I'm usually not at a loss for words. Toby will tell you that. It's okay. I think she's nervous. Yeah, I am a little nervous. We're not going to edit none of this shit. No, we're not editing it. It's going to be raw footage. This is going to be our thing. We're going to look back at this. Nah, this is going to be our thing. Like, fuck all that editing and stuff. Nah, we ain't doing all that. Nah, it's coming straight from here. Authentic. Right? One take every time. Okay. The Mexican handshake. Come on, Toes. He taught me this, y'all. Let's go. Name and Fame. We will see y'all right here at the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, guys. Bye.